Okay, here is 2 of my people, and then another 2 here, and then 4, 5, and then 6. Okay. Okay. And my audience is below the camera, so that's how I will be addressing the audience. Okay. Imagine standing in front of a mirror, not to gaze at your own reflection, but to gaze at your reflection through the eyes of others. Today, I invite you on a captivating journey of self-discovery as I analyze the perceptions of myself brought forth from my peers. Thank you for joining me as I venture through this journey of self-discovery and reflection. As I was assigned for this project, I asked 5 of my peers to answer questions about the image that they have of me. Then I answered the same questions about myself before reading the responses. These responses offered me a rare opportunity to see myself through the eyes of others. I will take this time to visit the similarities and differences I have noticed when embarking on this project. Today, I am excited to share with you all the outcomes as I have been given the rare opportunity to see myself through the eyes of others who know me. We will look at where our answers were similar and where we differed. So where were we similar in the answers about me? As I visited the responses from the 5 individuals, I couldn't help but notice the consistency in their observations. It is evident to me that the images they have painted of me are reflective upon the images I have of myself. Almost all of the responses I received said that most of the time I am cheerful. This comes as no surprise to me, as I have heard before that I seem to never stop smiling. Most of the people who had given this response are known as my particular others. Julia T. Wood defines particular others in the textbook titled Interpersonal Communication, Everyday Encounters as the first perspective that affects us. Those who are specific people are important in our lives. It makes sense for these people as particular others to draw these conclusions about me accurately because they are the people who I have spent most of my important and best experiences with. While I have touched upon the similarities in the perceptions shared by those around me, I believe it is equally as important to appreciate the differences that I noticed in the responses. The variety in the responses offers insight to multiple layers of personal identity. Now I can touch upon my second main point, which highlights these differences. As I visited the responses regarding my strengths and weaknesses, I noticed a pattern that showed that individuals closer to me perceive my capabilities differently than others I am not as close with. My closest peers highlighted my grit and tenacity as my strengths. This makes sense if we revisit the idea of particular others. Wood recognizes that particular others have an influence on our identity scripts, rules for living and identity. Those who know me best have defined my role as someone who is gritty and tenacious. Those who share a deeper connection with me recognize my strengths as more than just achievements on paper. Others who do not know me as well approach their response under a different lens. Their responses, while appreciated, tended to highlight on-paper achievements as strengths, potentially overshadowing qualities that people closer to me recognize. Julia T. Wood recognizes that all perceptions are partial, and those who do not know me as well have a partial perception of me that is objective because they can only pull their perception of me based on physiology, culture, standpoint, social roles, values, beliefs, and personal experiences. As I go from examining my peers' insights regarding my strengths and weaknesses, I realized how my peers posed differences between those who know me well and those who know me not so well. These differences lead me into my conclusion. As I analyze the responses I received from my peers in regards to their image of me, I have learned that others view me similarly to how I view myself, but viewpoints differ the more somebody knows me. As I move forward from this project, I will carry with me the wisdom gained, and I recognize what diverse perspectives can offer me in the journey of self-discovery. Thank you, guys.